got the ladder rungs glued in place, the next step is to glue some twine around the areas where the horizontal meets the vertical sticks, and that way it looks like it's been tied together, just like we see in the playset ladders. And this bone throne is getting really close to being done. I gave it a good primer, and then I gave it a nice shot of some off-white matte spray paint. I tried to do it sparingly on the surface of this. As you can see, in comparison to the recent Mattel Snake Mountain playset, this bone throne is substantially larger, and I think it really has a lot of personality, actually. Nice throwback to the Havoc staff skull a little bit there. That skull up there is always really interesting to me, but I really wanted to do a kind of traditional realistic looking supernatural goat skull. These two skulls have very little paint on them. They are glow in the dark, so the glow in the dark will come through. I'll show that a little bit later on, and I'm going to give it a black wash all the way over this thing before adding in the brown fur for the seat. I'm real excited about that. Hello Skele Vaderites and friends of Skele Vader. It is another scorchingly hot day here in the Central Valley of California. Perfect day to be painting, actually, but it's like 110 degrees here. In this video, we're getting most of the stuff done, and then I'll do a little touch-ups before I deliver this thing. So right now I'm going to talk a little bit about the paints I've used for this particular build. For the interior, I mainly used silver lilac, and that is a satin finish. And I add a little bit of emphasis in certain areas with both grape, and this is actually gloss, so I want to use this sparingly. I prefer a satin finish for these playsets. And then French lilac, which I will use just a little bit more. I've already sprayed a little bit to create some emphasis on some of the shapes. Now let's go around to the other side and have a look at this color. When you're looking at the Snake Mountain in the Filmation cartoon, the areas of darker color on there, sort of in the shadows, is sort of a deep green. And so I found that Hunt Club Green is awesome, and it is also a satin finish. Now I did add some, as you saw in the previous video, I did add some black to the crevices, and some of those black areas are showing through a little bit, but not much. This primarily will serve as the base color of this Snake Mountain. And then today I picked up this lighter green, which I'm going to use to create some highlighted areas on this facade here. And this one is Eden. It's also Rust-Oleum. So all these paints are Rust-Oleum. Eden is the green, and it is also a satin finish. All right, so let's get to work. A quick note, if you're using spray paint, make sure you're painting outside and always wear a mask. Sometimes I get a little bit excited and I go out and I do a little touch up on something that I'm working on and I forget to wear a mask, but do your best to remember to wear a mask. It's very important. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so I have some painted wood slats for the bridge. These look nice and they look weathered. I'm gonna go ahead and glue them onto the ropes. All right, let's test this stuff. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. This is episode 1 of part 19. So there is an episode 2 coming, and then part 20, the final video, will be my delivering of this build to its new owner. I want to send a huge thank you to the patrons of this channel: Ace, Allison Troy, Julia Honer, Thanos Copter, and MotuOriginsCork. Thank you all so much for your contributions to this channel. It means the world to me, and it really helps out. And I'd also like to send a huge thank you to every one of you that tunes in and watches the Skele Vader channel. It means the world to me. It's constantly amazing. And be sure to tune in for another episode of The Frenzy. We're going to be talking really cool characters. Do click like and subscribe and tell your friends about the Skele Vader channel. And I'll see you in the next video.